After more than a century, the statue of Spokane veteran John Monaghan has been relocated from outside the Spokane Club. KREM 2's Connor McAvoy tells us how the decision came about and where the statue will be going.
But history is always changing. It's not that the events in the past change, but the questions we ask of the past change.
For the first time in 120 years, the statue of a notable Spokane historical figure won't be seen at Monroe and Riverside.
John Monaghan dies very bravely in what I think most of us would regard as an immoral war.
According to Larry Sabula, a history professor at Eastern Washington University, John R. Monaghan served as an officer aboard the USS Philadelphia, which destroyed native villages in Samoa as the U.S. battled the British to gain control. Monaghan was killed by natives in one of those battles.
His leader is wounded and goes down. Monaghan stays behind to try and defend his leader as the enemy is advancing, and Monaghan is killed along with him. So it's a genuinely heroic death.
His statue was dedicated in 1906, staying at that spot ever since. However, Sabula, as well as other community members, say it also perpetuates racism. The plaque below the statue refers to Samoan people as savage foes.
It was an insulting word then, and it's an insulting word now to the Samoan people.
He was a part of a report on the history of Monaghan written in 2021, arguing it shows more about Spokane during that time than Monaghan's actions leading up to his death.
This has been a long effort, and not led by me, led by the Pacific Island community here in Spokane.
City Council passed an ordinance in May of 2025 to relocate the statue to Monaghan's family mausoleum at Fairmount Memorial Park. The decision had opposition before its passing, including from Councilmember Michael Cathcart.
For me, if you're going to do something of substantial like this, to move a monument that has been in place for over 100 years, you should actually have much more hearing and thoughtfulness around the process.
Sabula disagrees.
This was a public process. There were lots of opportunities for the public to engage.
Now that the statue's been relocated, Sabula hopes the history isn't forgotten, but remembered and acknowledged as the city moves forward.
It preserves the statue, it preserves it for the people who think it's important, and the public can still see it there, but it's no longer on city property.
Connor McAvoy, KREM 2 News.